Good morning, everybody. It's time to get your casual on. It's Casual Friday. After a week of lots and lots of news, I'm kind of glad to take a little bit of a break today. But there is going to be one news story on the show. Obviously, if you've looked outside, if you're here in Puerto Vallarta, you can see we are covered in smoke. So I'll talk about that in just a minute. But first up, I want to get through what we do here first. So it is 10 a.m. If you've lost track of time, I do all the time. It is May the 29th. We're almost in June. And of course, you are at Puerto Vallarta Real News, PVRN on a casual Friday. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is a day that we kind of go a bit unscripted, except if there's a big news story, we try to be a little more casual. And we definitely say lots of good mornings. Good morning. JGT6062. Good morning. I don't know who you exactly are because, YouTube doesn't use real names, but that's all right. I see you, Karen. I see you, Renee. I see you, Sly, as every morning. I love that. I see you, Laura, out there. Hey, John, it's your day. It's Croc Cam Day. John's our Croc Cam expert out there, always taking the photos. I see you, Laura. I see you, Albert. How you doing? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I think I said you, Sly, but I say you all the time. And that's great, and I love it. So good morning, everyone. We've got a Casual Friday show today. I hope you're ready for it. It's an easy one. Now, smoggy today. Good morning, Liza. We're going to be covering that. So I'm going to hey, Katie, how you doing? Good morning. And what I like to do is kind of chit-chat just a little bit to allow everybody a chance to get on the show and not miss anything. Good morning, Jordan. I see you. Good morning, John. I see you as well. Oh, so this is where I kind of stretch things out just a little bit to let everybody get the alert, get on the show, and then jump into it. So, of course, today I'm going to be addressing what we see outside. And there it is. If you haven't looked outside this morning, well, it's really, really smoky. This picture doesn't even show how smoky it is outside. You can actually smell it. It's a lot. So we're going to definitely talk about that today. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if she's here quite yet. But Frankie Victoria from Vallarta Cares, I invited her to stop in on the chat. When she gets here, I'm going to allow her to definitely chime in on the chat screen with everybody and how these fires are specifically really affecting Vallarta Cares in that area out there by the dump and other areas. I think I saw a post where her husband was been out there fighting the fire all night. So hopefully Frankie Victoria can join. I've interviewed her many times on CPS News and the radio, and she's just a joy. And a huge thanks for everything she does. And again, hopefully we see her today, but she was kind enough to send me a big collection of photos that she took over the last day regarding the fires and the dump fires. So hang tight and I'll show those. I want to give her as much time as possible. As a matter of fact, let me check in with her. There we go. Real time messaging going on here. I've just asked her to say hello when she comes on because I want her to be able to comment during the story. Also, because it is Casual Friday, not everything's going to be super, oh my gosh. So, of course, we're going to have lots of coffee cam. What's that I hear? Do you hear it? I know you hear it, Jordan. I know you hear it, Sly. I know Laura can sing along to this. I know Renee can, Sly. I know everybody can. Oh, I've got the cheers. There we go. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Jordan, for the clink. Okay, that's probably more of the song you've ever had before. But, again, it's a fun day. So, we're trying to make it a fun day. It's not all great news. So, on top of that, what do you have going on this weekend? Feel free to mention in the comments anytime. And by the way, if you're new to the show, I think I saw a couple new people on. Be sure to hit the bell down here in the corner. Subscribe to all notifications so you never miss a show. And that way it pops up in your feed and you're like, oh, it's time to get my coffee time on with Brent. So thank you for that. Also, this weekend, Laura and I are going to be doing a cocktail making class. So we're going to be doing that. I see Liza's got some pool and potluck with the ladies and a beach day. Hopefully the air clears up a bit, and I'm sure there's going to be some good crowds out there for the anniversary. I'll have a reminder of that. But our cocktail making class is Saturday night. It's down at Osto. I've never been there. I don't know if you all have ever been to Osto. It looks very nice. And we've got a mixology class. So I think I'm going to be quite the mixologist by Monday. Maybe we'll turn coffee time into cocktail time for just one day. So we got that going on. That's our Saturday night. Tonight, I think we're kind of laying low, or we got some stuff with friends. I see you, Karen, with that coffee. I love it. And of course, we're also going to have the crock cam by John. All right. I don't know if Frankie's here yet, but that's okay. She'll join in anytime. But definitely, if for some reason she doesn't come on, just search for Vallarta Cares. I'm sure they can help you and guide you in many, many ways you can help during these fires and help the rural community. So with that, we're going to move on with the story. So this, of course, that's the cocktail class. I almost forgot to show that. Here you go. Here's a lovely look at although I'll be cocktailing and mixologying in just a couple days. Actually tomorrow. So there we go. All right. Moving on into the news, we do have a story to share. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this photo here, but I've got a slideshow of 12 or 13 slides that Frankie sent me this morning. They're photos that they actually took of the fire. So I'm going to drop that in here right now. So here we go. There we are. All right. So a major fire, as many of us know, broke out Thursday morning at the El Gavilan Sanitary Landfill in Puerto Vallarta, burning through thousands of accumulated tires and solid waste in the rural community of El Colorado. The blaze has generated an enormous column of thick black smoke visible across the municipality, as you can see, prompting state environmental authorities to activate an immediate atmospheric emergency to protect the public health from toxic emissions. The Jalisco Ministry of Education suspended morning shift classes and all outdoor activities in the nearby neighborhoods. Of course, emergency crews from Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco State Protections, the Civil Protection, and water trucks from CEPAL and neighboring Valle de Medeiros rushed to the site to establish containment lines and cool the area. And of course, a lot of volunteers also have been out there. I know Frankie mentioned her husband was out there, but I'm sure there's a lot more. And again, I think Frankie just joined. You won't be able to see her chat quite yet because I've got the slides going up. But again, thank you, Frankie, for sending me these photos so we can get a real feel for how bad this is. So the fire, according to reports, has affected roughly 60% of the landfill, with firefighters facing difficult suppression efforts due to the deep heat retained by the burning rubber. While emergency personnel managed to contain the initial spread, they continue working to fully extinguish the deeply buried hotspots and prevent any reignition as air quality warnings and monitoring remain active for the surrounding communities. Now, up till today, winds had been pushing that smoke away from Puerto Vallarta, but today the winds did shift, as we can see outside, and those here can just look outside and you can see, the effects of that. So it's advised per the weather quality experts, even down in my trailer, to stay inside today, avoid exposure, keep your windows shut. But if you are looking, and I see, thank you, Frankie, for chiming in, and good morning to you for coming in at last minute this morning. Vallarta Cares continues to work with the firefighters to put the fire out. Thank you. And absolutely during the show, Frankie, you're a gem. Thank you so much for all you do for the community. But during the show, if there's anything you want to put up on the chat in terms of best ways to help, best ways to contact Vallarta Cares, best way to volunteer, please feel free to do so. Even on a casual Friday, we've got a lot going on in the neighborhood. So again, thank you for joining in. And here's a big coffee cam. Cheers to Vallarta Cares, our firefighters, and everybody else out there doing what they can to contain this fire and really contain that underground burning and that heat. So it is very devastating, and families. So again, Frankie just put that up on the screen. VallartaCares.org/donation. This is the most you can do, especially if you're not here in town. If you have any health conditions, please stay indoors today. But again, visit VallartaCares.org/donation to find out how you can help to contain these fires and help these families that have lost pretty much everything. Thank you, Frankie, for joining in on that. And we're going to move on with have to move on with a little more upbeat news. It is a casual Friday. With that, we talked about this earlier in the week, but speaking of donations and volunteers, today is it. Today is the sandcastle competition. I had a nice interview with Megan from Volcane School and, had a good interview with her talking a little bit more about this event. I'll put this onto a big screen for you really quick. So again, this is today. Get out there. No, actually it is the 29th. They changed it. Thanks, Laura. So it is the 29th. There's an error. As far as I know, and I think Megan can qualify that, they actually moved it from the 30th. It's actually on the 29th now. So I believe it is today, but double check before you head anywhere out there. Unfortunately, on CPS News, we showed the 30th, and that's when Megan was like, no, it's actually on the 29th. So hopefully I've got that right. If she's out there, definitely chime in, but I'll double check on that as well. So that is today. If you want to get out there, make a sandcastle or two. I know as amazing viewers as you all are, you're going to go ahead and check on that for me, so please do. And if you see anything that's different, I do know there's two versions of that poster out there, the updated one that I think says the 29th and then the 30th, but best to check their website or just check in with Megan directly. Yeah, she's pretty easy to find. And we've been talking about it all week, but this weekend is the 108th anniversary for Puerto Vallarta. You don't look a day over 107. And I took a few moments earlier in the week to update this slide. Charlotte Smith helped me out with that a little bit. She had a better handle on some of these events. But these are the events, once again, if you missed that earlier in the week, on the 108th anniversary and all the things you can do. This slide is also featured on my Facebook profile. So go check that out and make sure you get in on the activities, and definitely check out that air show we talked about yesterday and everything else going on. I think it's going to be a super fun time. As always, Puerto Vallarta knows how to party. Okay. Moving on. Now's the time with everybody out there. If you all want to talk about anything, now's the time to put it in the chat. Let's chat about anything you want, because the last thing on the show is going to be the coffee cam on that one. It's going to be the croc cam. We all love the croc cam, and John was nice enough to send over a few photos of these cuddly little guys. So again, in the spirit of keeping it quick today and letting you get about your day, let's jump into the croc cam and check it out. Oh, okay. Wait. We got a comment here. So Sly says they tried to contact me a couple of weeks ago by phone, but no one answered the phone to see what time they're open. Oh, okay. Well, Victoria's here, and I'm sure she's more than happy to share that information with you. I know they're super busy out there. Maybe couldn't get to the phone that day, but this is how we connect people right there. So thank you for sharing that. All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to talk about this morning before we jump into them Crocs? If you do, now's the time. All right, Croc Cam time. Here we go. So first up, let's bring up the screen. There's the small screen, and there is, of course, our Croc Cam. So let's make it big, as John takes his time to really show us these good Crocs. So here's the first one. It is the Croc Cam. He's just hanging out, maybe trying to get in a hole or two on the course. I hear he's about 4 under par for a handicap. Is that even correct way of saying that? But he's got his mouth open, just hanging out. John caught a nice photo as usual, and maybe a little bit of a, hi, how you doing? Good looking teeth right there. He must go to my same dentist. And now the sneaky one. So the worst, I love the Croc Cam. I see you, Laura. We'll show that in just a minute. But that's the sneaky croc. None of us like sneaky croc. Sneaky croc is too sneaky, and that's scary. So there he is being sneaky and sneaking up on you. Now, when those guys, I feel like when those guys go underwater, you ever see how they come up in the marina and all of a sudden they kind of, sink down? They disappear. They're gone. And it freaks my wife out. She loves the Croc Cam, but I don't know if she always loves the Crocs. Maybe she loves them from a distance. They're huggable, but from a distance. So thank you again, John. I appreciate that. Also, congrats to you, John. You've been out there getting your scuba diving back in and your refresh. I was glad I was able to help you a little bit with that and getting you set up with that. So this is also the only day of the week I do a quick shout out for the sponsors. So big shout out to you guys. Of course, that's Puerto Vallarta Aesthetics, South of the Burger, Barrio Vallarta Boutique Studios. Our friends over at Cacoa Magico. I had a great chocolate making class with them a little while back. Shout out to my partner on TV and sometimes on radio, Asphalt Radio with Jesse and Bruce. And of course, if you want to become a sponsor, just hit me up, shoot me an email, come find me. in a wild crocodile. Nicely done. Yeah, sponsors do rock. I appreciate it. They're not required here, but they are helpful, and I appreciate that. All right, with that, I hope you had a great show with me today. I hope you enjoyed Casual Friday. We try to keep it low key, and we need a little low key right now. I feel like it's been a lot. And if you ever need to chat amongst your people, chat amongst them here. I love that. Let's just all take care of each other. Have a great weekend. I'm going to be mixologying. Thanks for hanging in there, and we are off and running. See you all Monday.